Now, listen, I want to play a contrast. I'll first play the Albanese interview a few weeks ago, or some time, I don't know exactly when it was, that the ABC's Sarah Ferguson did with Anthony Albanese. Look, it's all sweetness and light and all that. Have a listen.
Now, the opposition is going to vote your tax cuts through. Does that tell you that you got the politics right on this issue?
What that tells me is that they're not fair income.
But let's be clear about this. There had to be political considerations before you would make such a bold move, especially for your prime ministership. You accept that, don't you?
And for contrast, here is the same interviewer, same show, with the Liberal leader Peter Dutton last night.
Do you give credit, actually, to the government for taking a big political risk in breaking a promise in order to help those families?
Well, Sarah, I don't think it's your job to push the position of the government.
It's absolutely not. This is an outside observer saying, is this political courage? Well, I'm going to reject that absolutely. This is a question about whether you, as a political observer, acknowledge there is some courage involved. I'm asking you to reflect on whether it shows political courage.
I'm answering your question of whether I think that...
Liz, what did you make of the contrast?
Oh, bias at the ABC, Andrew. Say it ain't so. I mean, we'd be surprised if it was any different, wouldn't we? But what a palaver calling this a bold move. We all know the Labor government would have pulled this to the back teeth before they did it. They were assured it would be a popular move. That's why they did it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have. So now to try and make this as if they've done something oh so brave is jolly well laughable.
James, it's quite extraordinary. I could go on and on. I cut those grabs short. It's not a misrepresentation. That really is how it was. And kudos, I think, to Peter Dutton for calling out Sarah Ferguson to her face.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, I watched both interviews and the difference was stark. I mean, Anthony Albanese has just broken a promise he made more than 100 times, and Sarah Ferguson says to him, so you've got your mojo back. A bold move. Then she says to Peter Dutton, who hasn't broken any promises, gee, a tough week. Must have been humiliating, but credit goes to Peter Dutton because he did push back on her and he repeatedly pointed out her bias, and that's the way that Conservative politicians need to handle the ABC. So I thought Peter Dutton, he kept his cool, he was calm, he was confident, he didn't waffle, and he was getting the raw end of the stick. So I think he came out of it relatively well.
Liz Sorr and James Macpherson, thank you both for your time. Good luck with tonight's show. Not that you need it, it's always great. Thank you very much. I have to say, on Israel, the Israeli ambassador has set a real challenge now. He's had enough of the Greens here, enough of the Greens. I love what he's just put out. He said, given the amount of time the Greens are devoted to attacking Israel in Parliament this week, I call on Adam Bant, Marine Faruqi, Jordan Steele-John and every Greens MP and Senator to set aside 42 minutes in their schedules next week in Canberra to watch the raw footage proudly recorded by Hamas terrorists on 7 October when they put their genocidal anti-Semitic ideology into action, attempting to ethnically cleanse Israel of Jews, massacring and kidnapping Israeli women and children and committing unspeakable crimes against humanity. I found the vision absolutely horrific to watch. I wonder if the Greens have the guts and the integrity to watch even 1 second of it. Good on that ambassador.